You know what I hate?
What?
Explosive diarrhea.
We're
not
starting the podcast with explosive diarrhea.
No.
How about if you're on Twitter, don't be texting about your explosive diarrhea.
I'm not starting it like this. No,
I've already started. My name's Jacob Wade, and welcome to the Packcast.
No.
You can't go back now.
Yes,
baby.
we can.
We're already editing.
No. I could just cut this part out, and then we start with a topic like
explosive diarrhea.
You're the one that started it with explosive diarrhea.
I know, as a joke.
I don't know why you do these things.
We were just talking about explosive diarrhea.
Sometimes I like to push the envelope.
Yeah, and then you're like, no, you push the envelope over the line, and then when Jacob and I are like, yeah, let's take this joke, you're like, no, wait, I've made a terrible mistake.
And we're like, it's too late, we took the envelope, so...
Yeah.
That's what we've been waiting for!
So you want me to push the envelope. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, it's fun when you do. It's just not fun when you're like, no, let's not do it anymore. Let's not push the envelope.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Logan Riley Bruner.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Van Suarez.
You already know my name.
Because we were talking about explosive diarrhea.
And welcome to the Packcast once again.
Episode 54.
That's right. We didn't forget to drop the number at the beginning of the episode this time.
Yeah, we're not doing that like 20 minutes in, here's the episode title thing.
Right. If you haven't already, please follow us on social medias and subscribe to us on YouTube. We've got 2 channels.
Yeah, the one that you are on right now if you're watching the video podcast.
2 versions.
Called The Packcast, and then our official one, Black Wolves Productions. Speaking of Black Wolves Productions, it's a little dusty in here. Do we have a...
housekeeping
to do? Yes, we do. Let me think. We've got some new interviews coming very soon. We announced them on our Instagram, coming from Olivia Grady, Soren Alf Correa, and Drew Burt.
Wow.
They are all great interviews. The 3 of them gave phenomenal answers. We're filming some more in the upcoming weeks. Season 2 of the interviews rolls along. We also just finished recording a spoiler cast for Matt Reeves' new film, The Batman. We're going to talk about that just a little bit on this podcast. We're not going to give too many thoughts because we want to save it for the 50-minute long conversation we have about The Batman. Spoiler alert, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Other housekeeping, Jacob and I got the opportunity to go through a script that I wrote the other day. We did a reading of it.
That's right.
A little short that I'm doing with collective member Marcus Troy. So we're going to be delighted in that. We will be talking much more about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
But we're doing readings of that. We have rehearsals of a web series that we're working on upcoming.
Yes.
So, we're rolling on all cylinders going into the spring. So be looking out for some new stuff. Our friends over at Bellhop have a new series, 3 Ways to Survive. It's on its own channel. They also have their Bells and Whistles podcast where they talk about some great stuff, including how much they didn't like Dune, which I was shocked by and immediately sent to Jeremy.
Honestly, I saw it and I understood it. I was like, you know what? Yeah.
Fine, I get it.
Points were made.
Yeah.
Points were made.
So check out those podcasts. Those guys are really funny. We're very excited to be supporting them and have them in our collective. That is the housekeeping. That's what
You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
Hey, Spotify users.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed a little button or something? I actually don't even know how this looks like
We
on the
don't know
app.
what it looks like.
No, listener support.
Is it on Spotify? I thought it might be on Anchor only. It's a Spotify thing? I guess it's Anchor by Spotify.
Well, it's Anchor by Spotify,
so,
you know?
You can donate to our Packcast.
I don't know why you'd want to, but if you want to give us money, that's really cool.
That'd be
Please
really good.
do.
Yeah. Even a penny. For just a penny a day, you could support these 3 millennial Gen Z cusps in their pursuit
of
artistry and legacy.
Yeah.
So if you want to give us money for our projects,
do it.
Be a pal. Join the pack.
Join the pack.
That's right.
Join the pack.
Remember that slogan?
Yeah.
Join the pack.
That was when we were doing our Indiegogo like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Mems.
That's
housekeeping.
That's housekeeping.
That's housekeeping.
Shall we just quickly...
Yeah. Oh, talk about the Batman?
Yeah, we've talked a lot about
bum. I can't get tired of the theme song. Jeez Louise, go see the Batman. It's as good as everyone's saying it is. Is it long? Yes. Does it deserve to be long?
Yeah.
Yes. Go watch it.
The Batman, of course, directed and written by Matt Reeves, and Peter Craig also co-wrote it, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, John Turturro, Andy Serkis, and Peter Skarsgård, with some other actors in some sneaky little roles. Don't look at IMDb if you don't want to be spoiled. Cinematography by Greg Fraser. Music by Jacob
Michael Giacchino.
He's our resident.
Let's just say it's Giacchino. I think it's the
Giacchino.
Who does a phenomenal job. Everything is fantastic. The cinematography, the lighting, the fight choreography, the sound, the editing, the color,
romantic
the romance,
tension,
the violence, the riddles. It's all
Just
delightful.
thinking about it.
It's all phenomenal. I am exhausted from talking about how much I loved this movie, but I loved this movie. I'm going to go see it again. We're going to watch it when it comes to HBO Max.
Oh, yeah.
So very exciting, very great movie. Very excited for what DC has in store next with Black Adam coming to the Shazam universe, The Flash doing a little multiverse of madness action, and Aquaman 2, which hopefully will get rid of Amber Heard. Anyway, moving on.
Well, let's give overall scores for the Batman.
Yeah, I was going to say moving on to the overall scores of the Batman.
Great.
Would you like to begin, Jacob?
For me, it's a 10 out of 10.
For me, it's a 10 out of 10.
I give it a bat and the cat out of 10, which equates to roughly a 10 out of 10.
All right. Okay.
It was absolutely fabulous. We really think that everyone should check it out. Not a superhero movie. A crime vigilante drama. So
Noir. Psychological thriller.
Mystery.
Yeah.
Have you seen Seven? Logan hasn't.
No. Have you seen Chinatown? I have.
Oh. Is it like Chinatown?
Yeah, I think in terms of like the noir detective, like trying to solve the crime.
Cool.
I think it takes some elements from there.
Did you like Zodiac? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But with Batman and
Truth will be
Catwoman.
unmasked.
Unmask the truth, baby.
Unmask the truth, baby. 3 hours long. Did not feel like 3 hours, honestly.
No, worth it. Make sure you pee before the movie. You
yes.
don't want
Oh
to
my
take
gosh.
Yeah.
That last hour, I was like, I gotta pee, but I'm not moving.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. So yeah, it was great. The movie was great.
Batman. Shall we over to some F1 news?
Yes, F1 officially starts for us in a week and 2 days. But for you who's watching the podcast in 5 days.
This weekend
will be the first race of the F1 season.
Bahrain, baby.
Bahrain. We wanted to do a quick little F1 news roundup because the next time that you see the podcast, Bahrain will have already happened. So, in terms of news, Jeremy, do you want to take us through some of the updates?
Sure,
Take the wheel.
Sure thing.
Take the wheel.
All right. Kevin Magnussen, we called it on the podcast. He's back at Haas, baby, after Nikita Mazepin's exit.
I'm sorry, Roman. We love you.
Yeah. You know, Roman Grosjean is having a good time in American racing.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel good for him. Kevin Magnussen, I'm happy you're back at Haas. Welcome back at Haas. We're happy to have you.
Well deserved.
Good luck this season, my man.
Yeah.
We have just finished, by the time this podcast is out, our first weekend of testing of all the brand new cars. Day one, Pierre Gasly for AlphaTauri got the fastest time. Carlos Sainz had a major spin out, but he redeemed himself in day two by getting the fastest time. So we've already got some competition. Well, Max and Lewis aren't getting the fastest times? And where's George Russell in all this?
None of them. Yeah, they're not putting pedal to the metal yet.
Not for practice.
No, they're just like,
No.
Yeah.
Guys,
just get in the car.
Practice doesn't count.
I am so stressed out about George Russell.
I am so excited.
Because I don't know. I don't know about him.
I think he's got it. I think he's got it in him. Although I will say that I'm still pretty shaken up over the fact that Bottas will not be driving for.
We've got 2 new drivers for Alfa Romeo.
Bottas and Zhao.
Zhao, yeah, because Giovinazzi was kicked to the curb after the departure of Kimi Räikkönen. Yeah. So I'm very excited for this week. Danny Ricky, upon recording this podcast, has tested positive for COVID, so we will see if he is able to make it to the race. He should, but you know, you never know what can happen when you're driving to survive. Speaking of, we have a new season coming very soon.
It's out today.
It's out today.
As of
Stop.
Yes.
Today?
As of when we're recording this podcast, and for you listeners and watchers at home, Drive to Survive Season 4 is out on Netflix. Everyone's back. Lewis, Not Max, actually. Max Verstappen isn't in this
He decided
season.
not to do this
How
season.
very
I think he might like say one
interesting.
thing.
No,
but, like,
I think he's
not going to be in it at all.
Max himself said
All right.
he didn't want to participate.
All right.
Very interesting,
Fair.
especially
After the controversial season he had, I would think that he'd want to explain some of the decisions he made on the field, but
Well, I think that he made the
guess
decision
not.
before the season started, to be fair.
Is it that he made the
I don't think
decision,
so.
or was Horner in his ear?
I don't know. I think that Max thinks that this show only adds more drama to his job,
And it does.
which it does. So
It does.
if his goal is world champion, and he sees Netflix as an obstacle in his way, he's gonna.
I think they record all the confessionals after the season.
Oh,
I don't
totally.
think so. I think they're doing it as the season progresses. They go into the
No.
Netflix tent for an interview.
No way.
No?
I think that's all one day, sit down, let's talk.
Yeah, I think it's after the fact too,
Okay.
as well.
We'll see.
Because a lot of times they'll walk in and be like, all right, what are we talking about? And it'll be like, oh, you want me to talk about Bahrain? Okay,
I think
I'll go back to that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that Max is refusing to participate in Drive to Survive because of the drama it adds. Because I do agree with that statement. I read an article about like why Drive to Survive is so alluring, and it's because it's almost like soap opera in a
Oh,
way.
yeah.
That's why, and
They
it's
tell
like
stories.
it tells stories, and it's like these aren't just like you get to really like you get to know these people, and I think
Yeah.
that's why. I want to say us, but I'll speak for myself. That's why I ended up falling in love with F1 because I was like, wow, I know everyone. I can
Yeah.
name everyone.
Yeah.
I know why they're racing.
I know why they're racing.
I know their story.
I know their stories. I've seen their relationships with their families. I know
Yeah.
what they do in their off time. It's like we're besties, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, for such a sport where they're wearing helmets, you don't know what their faces look like if you're like there or if you're
Just
watching on
watching,
TV.
yeah.
So like,
You know their number, maybe.
yeah, but like to actually know how they talk, who they're friends with, what they do on their spare time, like
Right.
it just adds a whole other level to the sport.
Yeah.
Good show.
And I think that's what
Yeah.
I miss from not even that's what I'm missing from like that's my barrier to entry into sport. That it's like rules and like technicalities aside, it's like there's like football, there's like so many people on the field, but I don't know who any of them are besides like Brady and like Manning and
Hopefully, this season we get some comments from former head of the FIA, Michael,
Michael Massey, you've got some explaining to do.
particularly for that last race. There's a reason he's no longer in charge of the FIA, so he's in a different position now. They've moved him to a different position, not fired.
I want to
different.
see. I want to see this season so bad.
Yeah.
You know, one might call Michael Massey ex-emperor of the FIA.
You're trying to do a Dune transition.
I am trying to do a Dune transition. you
Dune time!
know, the spice of Formula One.
I hate you so much.
Guys, there is Dune information that
Bellhop
came
might
out.
have hated Dune, but we didn't. So
There's-
we're going to talk about it.
That's right. We have casting news potential. We have two incredible actors in talks to play some roles.
Interesting roles.
Interesting roles indeed.
Sorry.
Come on, press the button.
I'm looking
It's
for it.
labeled.
right here.
It's right
Interesting.
Thank you. I was like
C.
going down the line.
C# 2.
Got it.
Remember
I'm not going to remember.
that. Yes. So casting news. First. Oh, okay. First, we had Florence Pugh.
It's my boy!
In talks to play Princess Irulan. And we also, a couple days later after that, got Austin Butler
It's my boy!
from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood fame and star of the upcoming Baz Luhrmann Elvis movie.
Which looks, in my opinion, very good.
I'm a sucker for a Baz Luhrmann film.
I am as well.
I'll probably watch it just because Baz's name is on it.
Can I ask, what is Austin Butler's claim to fame?
He was a Disney guy. He did
Right.
Austin and Ally, I
So
think,
that's your boy.
first.
He did Austin and Ally,
He also did My Friend Dahmer, which was where he
And
played
he did the-
Jeffrey Dahmer.
and I know
Yeah,
he did the
he's-
Shannara Chronicles, which was like a thing on MTV.
He's a really good actor.
Okay. I haven't seen him in a thing.
Once
seen
Upon a
him
Time in
couple
Hollywood.
times.
Oh gosh.
He's played Tex.
Yeah.
Yes, Austin Butler is in talks to play Fade Routha Harkonnen. So just some light,
No spoilers.
trying
but
not to
just like,
spoil this decades-old book as much as possible. Florence Pugh as Princess Irulan, daughter of the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV. She has kind of minimal physical presence in the book. I would theorize that her presence in Dune 2 is going to be just as much as Zendaya's presence in Dune 1.
Yeah. So more a setup for Dune Messiah.
Yes, for the hopeful third Dune movie.
They're doing the trilogy.
Yeah.
God, I know, just... I'm always scared. It won't happen.
They'll probably turn into 6 movies, honestly.
No, I think they're only going to do 3.
3?
3 is perfect for Paul's story.
Okay.
Because after Dune Messiah, then you get Children of Dune. I haven't read it, but I can only assume what it's about.
It's the Children of Dune.
So, yeah, but interesting thing is that at the beginning of every chapter in Dune, there is an excerpt written by Princess Irulan, written from after the events of Dune.
Interesting.
So, I think we'll probably also get, like, some sort of, like, you know how, like, Chani had her, like, the planet Arrakis is so beautiful. I hope that we get something like that, but from
parallel,
Princess, but her parallel, talking about, that way we're introduced to the Emperor and that whole thing, because it's barely talked upon in the first Dune.
Oh, yeah, they barely touched on the Empire.
So I hope we get that.
Right.
Austin Butler as Fade Rautha Harkonnen, nephew to the Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, is kind of their hopeful setup for their own Kwisatz Haderach.
Interesting.
So we have a foil, we have a rival for Paul.
Who maybe hopefully he gets to team up with to take out the bad guys? Is Austin...
Hopefully.
Is this nephew helping his uncle out, or is he different from his uncle?
I will not comment on that, but I will say that the book describes Fade Rautha as Paul's dark mirror.
Interesting.
So,
and Paul's already got some darkness.
And Paul's already got some darkness. Cool. So we shall see. Dune Part 2 is scheduled to come out October 2023.
We'll see if these actors even end up in these roles.
We'll see if these actors... We still have 2 big roles that need to be cast. We have the Emperor and we have Aaliyah. We'll not say who she is.
For all the Dune fans.
For all the Dune fans, you know who Aaliyah is. Are they going to do it this way? Are they going to do it that way? I don't know. But it could be Anya Taylor-Joy. I hope so. And that's all the Dune news from me.
Moving from celebrities being in talks for things to celebrities having to defend things, particularly actors, there's been a bit of a trend this week of, I've noticed female, the 2 people that we're talking about are female celebrities, but just celebrities in general having to break claims that journalists have popped out with.
Rumors,
rumor
stories,
mills, all of that. The 2 that I'm talking about this week, of course, are Zoe Kravitz with The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight?
Rises, and Barbie Ferreira with Euphoria.
What's the deal?
For those that don't know, there were a couple articles that came out saying that Zoe Kravitz was told she was too urban to play Catwoman in Dark Knight Rises. That sounds bad. That's a headline.
It sounds like Hollywood, to be honest.
That's a headline that grips my attention.
Who would say that?
The real story, as it then came out, is that Zoe Kravitz was told by, I think, her agent that a part in The Dark Knight Rises was not going that urban, which is something that she has heard her entire career. The role was not Catwoman. She didn't hear it from any of the people on the movie. She heard it from someone telling her she wasn't going to get an audition for it. But she essentially had to come out and defend people that she didn't work with to be like, hey, don't be attacking Christopher Nolan and like the producers of this movie.
What the hell?
They didn't say these things to me.
I will say, I hate the term urban.
Yeah.
I hate it. We've talked about it with the Grammys.
It doesn't have to do with being in the city. Because I'm not urban.
Very much dislike it. It's still,
But,
you know.
I mean, you are urban.
But would you look at me and say I'm an urban artist?
I wouldn't say you're rural.
But would you say he's urban?
Yeah. Sure. Aren't we all?
Urban? That's
urbanites.
Yeah, but that's not what Hollywood's saying.
I know Hollywood's making
it's a
it
racial
about
thing.
race.
Yeah, it's a racial
that's
thing.
why
You're
we don't
using
like
it
urban.
in the racial way.
Yes.
So.
I'm saying that most people in Hollywood or in like, I'd even say like rural America.
You're saying they wouldn't racially say that you're urban.
Yes. No one would look
They
at
wouldn't
me
cast
and
you
say
as-
I'm too urban to play a part.
Right.
They're not saying she looks like she's from the city. They're saying she's too dark-skinned
Yeah.
to play a
Such
part.
bullshit.
It is.
hate that. Hollywood do better, but also journalists do better at reporting a story accurately, you know?
And transitioning particularly to Euphoria, which has had a ton of drama this season.
Sam Levinson's being dragged. For what?
I mean, I think a lot of it is that people have been dragging Sam Levinson because he's the son of Barry Levinson, so a lot of people think nepotism is the only reason that he's successful.
What has Barry Levinson done?
He was a producer-writer. However, the story is not about him. It's about Barbie Ferreira, who plays Kat on Euphoria.
Queen.
There were a ton of articles that have been coming out about Euphoria in the process of making it, that the hours were too long, or that directors didn't know what they were shooting, or that Sydney Sweeney's tits were on screen too much.
I heard that there's a party scene in season 2 that was
brutal.
That was rough to shoot. It was a rough day.
Which, as someone who has been on incredibly long shoots, I can totally understand.
Yeah, totally.
Jacob Elordi has come out and said that they shot Euphoria every episode like it was a movie. So there are oftentimes that movies take a lot of time to film. Should actors be working 16-hour days? No. Does it happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
All the
It's
time.
really common.
We have experience
Please.
from those long types of days from Fire Island.
Yeah. But there was some particular drama because a lot of fans were not a fan of the way that Kat was pushed to the side this season. We haven't seen season 2, so we can't really comment on that. But what we can say is that Barbie had to come out and essentially say, like, there's no beef between her and Sam, that she was very happy with how Kat was portrayed, that she was very happy with her job on Euphoria, that she was very happy with the production. And so we're finding situations where, and I notice this a lot in Hollywood, but particularly this week, where we'll have like a source close to somebody or a source close to a project pop out, say a bunch of crazy rumors, and then journalists run with it and say, oh, well, we got a source close to, and it turns out it was all bullshit.
Yeah.
Celebrities shouldn't have to, or artists shouldn't have to come out and defend themselves against things that they didn't say about projects that they're on. So journalists, maybe do better. Check your sources, check your facts. Maybe watch Inventing Anna, because there's an entire conversation about that on there, and it's a great show.
But yeah, shout out Barbie Ferreira.
Yeah,
We
who
believe
does
you.
a phenomenal job on that show. Shout out to the entire cast of Euphoria. You guys are all great.
Yeah.
Shout out to the show Euphoria. It's great. It doesn't glorify drug use.
No,
if you
it
think that,
doesn't.
you haven't watched the show.
It really does not.
Um,
I watch that show and I get nauseous.
Yeah.
I don't think glorifying anything makes you nauseous.
Speaking of TV shows, we have some coming out this week. I don't want to do a Movies of the Week segment about the TV shows coming out, so we're just going to quickly touch on them. The couple
Shout
shows
out, yeah.
that I know that we're going to be talking about. We've got Temptation Island, a new reality series featuring our friend Jillian Lieberman,
Yes.
which is super exciting. We've got the delightful Is It Cake? Which is a baking competition in which celebrities have to figure out, is it cake? You've seen the TikTok trend. You know what the show's going to be.
And you're going to say, it's not cake. And they're going to say,
You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
which is funny because that's a cupcake. But,
Yeah. It is cake.
It is cake. It's not a steak. It's cake.
Spoiler alert, it's cake.
It's not a television. It's cake.
I think the actual competition, because they haven't really shown it in the trailer, is going to be that like they bring out like 3 versions, and it's like, which one of these is cake? That the bakers are trying to win by getting everyone to guess wrong, and the celebrity judges are guessing which one's
This trend,
please, like-
the trend of is it cake infuriates me, because I hate it when it's like, it's a baby, and then they cut it, and it's a chocolate cake, and I'm like, what the fuck, guys?
It's a hand, and I'm going to... Oh, no, it's cake.
Like, shout out to the bakers. You guys are fucking talented, but you stress me out sometimes. I'm like, why are you taking a knife to an Xbox?
It's fucking cake.
Also coming out this week is a new, I believe, Hulu series from Amy Schumer called Life and Beth, featuring a friend of mine, Dylan Marshall Frankel. He's in a couple episodes, so check out that series. It's going to be delightful.
Speaking of television, I know we didn't put this on here, but there was a trailer for it Obi-Wan Kenobi
Yeah.
Yes.
got a trailer.
It did get a trailer.
Ewan McGregor.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Oh.
I'm planning to watch the trailer when we're closer to the show coming out, just because I don't want to get that, like,
It's a teaser trailer.
Star Wars! And then be like, oh, now I gotta wait. Like,
No,
Yes.
I mean, it looks so cool.
Yeah. I heard Obi-Wan's got the long hair doing the hair flips.
Obi-Wan's got the long hair. He's keeping an eye on Luke from a distance.
Yeah.
And there's Inquisitors on the loose.
And also,
Very
we're
excited.
going to see Hayden Christensen as
And
Darth
Vader.
Not Anakin.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Darth
it's the
Vader.
transformation. Woo! Delightful.
So I'm very excited, and I like the locale that we get teased. We don't only get Tatooine, but we get this, like, cyberpunky, neon-lit city.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the other worlds of Star Wars, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always excited to see, you know, like, where else... Like, Star Wars is an infinite galaxy. Like, where can we go? It could literally be anything.
Totally. And the last show that I want to touch on is a little weird. American Song Contest, which is
Wow.
America's version.
What a
of
great name, guys. Really original.
It is a American remake of the Eurovision Song Contest. That every year Europe gets all their countries together and they all compete for who can create the best song from what country. Eurovision is great because it's like 50 countries. The American version is 50 states.
Can't wait to see what Wyoming got to bring to the table.
Yeah,
See, but if we
I'm
had,
very
if we had
curious
used, like,
about-
North America, Central America, South America.
And we get 3 contestants.
But there's so many countries within South America.
Oh, that's true.
And North America, we got Canada, U.S., then go down, you got Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, like, all of those countries could have been involved.
Well, yeah.
And instead we're going to get, like, North Dakota,
Well,
South Dakota,
well, I would
North
hope-
Carolina.
I would hope that if they're doing it just North America, like just the United States,
It's just
that
the
we
states.
get a rep from each state, and it's not just like a free-for-all of everyone auditioning.
No,
you know?
no.
And it's like 50 people from New York and like one
No.
person from North Dakota.
It is like the Eurovision Song Contest. Every state is sending their representative. How those representatives get decided, who knows? I'm curious to see how this goes. I think it's either going to be really cool in being like, oh my gosh, that band from like Las Vegas that I had never heard from was so good. But I'm also worried that it might end up being like, oh, the band from Tennessee was great and the group from New York was awesome. The other ones were kind of average.
So there are judges.
Yes.
Do we know who the judges are?
Let me look that up right now. American
I
Song
had to
Contest.
ask.
You did. It's
Because I was gonna make a
understandable.
Simon Cowell joke, but I don't want to say it. He's not
All
in it.
50 states, with
Who's judging?
all the participants have actually
Take a
already
guess.
been listed.
You want me to guess?
Yeah, guess the
Who's-
judge.
Who's judging?
Yeah.
Okay, Miley Cyrus, Steve Harvey, Nick Cannon,
And
and Ken Jeong.
okay, who's hosting American Song Competition?
I can't find it so far.
Okay, I'll also throw. Is Randy Jackson still alive?
Yes, thank God he is.
We don't have any judges yet. Right now we have 2 hosts, and they are Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, that's cute.
Could have guessed that.
They're gonna be cute together.
They're going to be cute together.
At what point does Snoop Dogg not treat himself as a joke anymore? Like
I don't
these
think
are all,
he's treating himself like a
No,
joke.
like he's a rapper.
Uh-huh.
Is he
Yes.
anymore?
Exactly.
He's transitioned.
He's an entrepreneur.
It would be the same thing
He's
as being like
he's
John Cena and The Rock are wrestlers. Like,
he's
are they
selling
anymore?
marijuana and he's selling hot dogs. This man has business plans.
I know, but
Snoop
like,
has become for a new generation Martha Stewart's best friend.
that's a joke.
But is it? I
Yes!
think it's a cool thing.
It's the pairing.
It is.
It's like the
There's a joke behind the parent,
Yes.
for sure.
But I don't think Snoop
Because-
is a rapper anymore. I think Jeremy's right. I think he's
still a rapper
He,
though.
I think he's
I
an
think he actually
entrepreneur.
released an album this year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't
But
think
it's
I'd
not
call
his
him
main
a,
focus.
But like The Rock shows up to wrestle, I wouldn't be like, oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the
He's
wrestler.
an actor now.
Yeah, he's a wrestler now. I mean, an actor now. Fuck. I confused myself.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
We're
There we go.
getting some good traction out of that song.
So yeah, I think that one is either going to be great or terrible. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
No in between, guys.
There's going to be a fan vote, so
Yeah.
we're going to have to participate if we want to
I'm
know
not
who
watching
the
that
best
one.
American
Yeah,
song
I'm not
is.
watching.
I'll hear about it through my Twitter
There will probably be at least one song from it that we're like, okay, this is a really good song.
I hope so.
Because there's normally at least one song from the Eurovision Song Contest that doesn't win but goes viral, and it's just like, you don't know it's from the Eurovision Song Contest, and then you look it up and you're like, oh, this was in Eurovision, and that's why it's popular. Yeah. So, yeah, those are the new TV shows coming out this week. There are also a shit ton of movies coming out this week, and I'm going to discuss a lot of them. Yep, settle in, get your pillows, get comfy. Maybe turn that video to 2 times speed, because here we go.
Jacob, do you want to cuddle?
No.
Alright. Once again, there's nothing new, but new movies this week. There's no VOD digital stuff, so we're gonna I know, it's insane. Nothing coming to platforms it hasn't already been on. So we're kicking it off with Netflix. Coming to the platform on Thursday, March 17th, is Rescued by Ruby, a very wholesome-looking film about a state trooper who seems to have ADHD, played by The Flash's Grant Gustin, teaming up with a shelter dog to try and get into the K-9 unit.
Dog movie!
Dog movie! Directed by the recent Nancy Drew director Kat Shea and written by Dolphin Tale writer Karen Jansen. This looks like a family-friendly movie that also seems to have some Christian elements within it, which I think looks super sweet. I like a movie that has Christian elements that isn't like Christians are being oppressed and we must fight against the heathens.
God bless those dogs.
If you're looking for an inspiring story of rising against your circumstances, this one is going to be for you.
Woof woof.
This week has also been simplified a little bit by the fact that everything else is coming out on Friday, March 18th, the same day. It does mean it's going to be kind of hard to pick what you want to see, because there's a lot of options. So just keep your ears out for things that might interest you, and hopefully I'll be able to give you something to go see. Starting us off with the nationwide releases, we have psychological thriller Uma.
Ooh, I was excited for this
Jeremy
one.
brought to my attention.
Yeah.
Yes, Uma is the story of Amanda and her daughter who live a quiet life on a farm until Amanda's estranged mother's remains arrive from Korea, beginning a whirlwind of fear and terror, asking the question, do we turn into our parents even after we've left them behind?
Ooh.
Starring Sandra Oh in what looks to be a delightfully creepy role. The film is the feature directorial debut from writer-director Iris K. Shim. I'm excited to see a new voice in Hollywood, produced by the legendary Sam Raimi and distributed by Sony. I think this is going to be one to watch through your fingertips when it comes to theaters on Friday. Uma, of course, means mom in Korean. You were very excited about this.
I was very excited. I almost talked about it in trailers last week, but
we knew it was coming out this week.
I didn't. Sandra Oh is just an incredible actor, and I like Korean traditions mixed with like the horror element. I like that. I like that. You know, like learning about other cultures, but also like getting scared a little
Yeah,
bit
and the idea of like in Korean culture, family and how important it is, and then someone moving to a more Western place, but still clinging to that, like, family is everything, even though she abandoned her life behind.
Very interesting.
It looks so good. Our other nationwide release comes courtesy of Focus Features, The Outfit, which is a crime thriller taking place over the course of a night in a tailor shop. Leonard, played by Mark Rylance, has to outsmart a group of mobsters in order to survive, featuring a killer cast, including Zoe Deutsch, Johnny Flynn, Nikki Amuka Bird, Simon Russell Beale, and my favorite, Dylan O'Brien. The Outfit looks to be a tightly shot, exciting thrill ride that's going to end with a lot of bodies.
Blech.
From Imitation Game writer Graham Moore, who's making his feature directorial debut and wrote the script alongside Jonathan McLean, I am looking forward to this. We've got a lot of directorial debuts this week, which makes me excited. I'm interested in new voices in Hollywood.
Yeah, sweet.
We move now to our Hulu movie of the week, Deep Water, based on the novel by Patricia Highsmith, which has been adapted into a film 3 different times. This is our first American adaptation of it. First one was French, and the second one was German. So this is our first like American version of it. Deep Water tells the story of Vic and Melinda Van Allen, a bizarre couple where Vic, played by Ben Affleck, taking inspiration from his turn in Gone Girl, allows his wife, played by Ana de Armas, to have affairs in order to stay together. Everything seems to be working out until some of her lovers start to disappear. Featuring, once again, an absolutely killer cast with Tracy Letts, Rachel Blanchard, Lil Rel Howery. Wow, I was moving too fast. Finn Wittrock and Jacob Elordi, directed by Fatal Attraction and Indecent Proposal director Adrian Lin, and written by Zach Helm and Euphoria creator Sam Levinson. I will definitely be checking this out when it drops on Hulu. Who is just, once again, I gotta say it, who's stepping up their game every week consistently. I'm talking about how cool Hulu looks.
Deepwater sounds spicy.
It sounds real spicy. I'm very excited. Did she kill them? Is she killing them to get back at her husband? Is it him? Yeah. I want to see it.
Is it one of the lovers? Who knows? We'll find out.
Okay. This one might get some eye rolls from the pack. But coming to Disney Plus this week is the remake of a classic family movie, Cheaper by the Dozen. This time starring Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff. It's a fairly straightforward movie, but for those that don't know, Cheaper by the Dozen follows the Bakers, a giant family learning to live together now that Father Paul and Mother Zoe have gotten married. Looks delightful.
The way you said Father Paul, I was like,
is he a priest?
Father Paul?
No. It looks like a delightful family affair, directed by Gail Lerner in her feature directorial debut, and written by Kenya Barris and Jennifer Rice Genzuk. All three of them are reuniting together after working on Blackish, which Kenya Barris created, and director Gail Lerner and Jennifer Rice Genzuk executive produced. Not one that I'm particularly looking forward to. I'm sorry. But I know it's going to find an absolutely wonderful crowd, so check it out if you're looking for that.
I just think it's cool that the legacy of Cheaper by the Dozen lives on.
Yeah, you know, book to TV show to movie to we're just going to get the story.
Yeah.
And it's cute. It's nice to do the, two families coming together to become one family, and how do they do it?
Thus, alike in dignity.
The reboots.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we're
Can we have new stories?
We're reaching a limit here.
Yeah.
We've got Uma in the outfit.
Yeah, great.
And a bunch more.
Next!
Also from Disney Plus this week, but in the world of documentaries, comes More Than Robots, which is the story of 4 teams of teenagers from around the world competing in the First Robotics Competition. That is not First Robotics Competition. It's the title of the competition is First Robotics.
Oh, got it.
Directed by Gillian Jacobs. Yes, that Gillian Jacobs, the actress. Known for Community and Love and a bunch of other films.
I see her face in
she's
blonde.
blonde. Yes. It looks to be another inspiring doc that should be a lovely watch. So if you're looking for a good doc this week, check that out. Okay. I'm super excited for this one because I'm going to humble brag for a second. I got to audition for it 2 years ago, which is the cool part is not that I auditioned for it. The cool part is that I got to read the script, and the script is amazing. From writer-director Miriama Diallo, who also wrote and directed Hairwolf, which was a delightfully creepy social commentary / horror short from about 3 years back. We have Master. Master tells the story of 2 African-American women, one a student and one the new master of a predominantly white college in New England, where disturbing events begin to take place. A complete social commentary on how predominantly white institutions can act super woke, but be horrifying and racist toward their black students and faculty. Miriama Diallo is an incredible talent to watch. Regina Hall and Zoe Renee look to give stunning performances as the leads.
Regina.
Check this film out either in theaters or on Amazon Prime. I promise you, if you haven't seen Hairwolf, I would go watch it now. It's 18 minutes, but it's so creepy. Nice. It's so creepy. It's the social commentary of how black hair is often either appropriated by white people
Have I seen this?
Yeah, you watched it with me. I turned it on.
Oh,
yes.
And then wait, wasn't that also turned into a Hulu
Yeah, it was
show?
turned into a full movie.
Yeah,
that she wrote.
That was really good.
Yes.
Oh, snap! I was psyched about this last week, but now I'm even more psyched for it.
Yeah. Super exciting. Okay, we're turning to Netflix now for our next 2 films this week. Starting with Swedish film Black Crab, a post-apocalyptic thriller starring Naomi Rapace. It's your typical journey across the frozen ice to get to the other side, to win the war. But wait! Your daughter is also on the other side! Mother rescuing daughter movie. You know what? Sometimes that's just really exciting and really fun. It's another feature directorial debut, this time from writer-director Adam Berg, who wrote alongside Pelle Radström, based on the novel by Jerker Verdbog. I'm here for the thrills. I'm here for the excitement. It's going to be great.
Let's get the shit.
Our second film from Netflix, I remember seeing a trailer for a little while back, and I'm very excited to see it coming out now. Windfall is the story
This looked really interesting.
Yeah, right? It's the story of a man who breaks into a tech billionaire's vacation home, only to have the billionaire and his wife arrive unexpectedly. Starring Lily Collins, Jesse Plemons, and Jason Segel, with only Omar Lavia to round out the cast. We love a 4-person picture. This is definitely a movie that got shot during quarantine. Directed by Charlie McDowell, who also directed The One I Love back in 2014, and developed this script alongside Jason Segel. The script was written by longtime McDowell collaborator Justin Latter.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I just
You
remembered
know The One I Love.
Did you see that movie?
I didn't,
I
but
felt
you
like I
talked
see
to
it
me
and I
about
told you to see this
You did.
movie. This
You
is
were
a
like,
great
it's
movie.
a great movie.
Oh shit.
And they're tonally so similar.
Wow.
They look really great.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The movie was also written by Seven writer Andrew Kevin Walker.
Oh, look at that.
I'm
7
really-
just keeps coming up this week.
It really does. I'm really into this movie, both as just a fan of the way the film looks, but also someone who could easily see this movie getting turned into a play. This is totally the kind of thing that you could put on stage, just make the vacation house the set, and you're done.
Yeah.
So very excited about that. We're moving into the limiteds now. So these are films that are going to be a bit harder to find, but in my opinion, they're definitely worth looking into. Starting with X, the newest film from distributors A24.
Oh yeah.
X looks like a classic horror flick through and through.
Looks, yeah.
In the late 70s, a group of filmmakers set up at an old farmhouse to make a new picture. Only the old couple they're renting the house from doesn't know that they're making an adult picture. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know where this is going. The couple catches on, blood starts to fly. Starring Jenny Ortega, Martin Henderson, Brittany Snow, Scott Muscuddy, and Mia Goth. This latest picture from director-writer Ty West looks like a horrific, creepy, bloody good time.
It does. And I love Scott's hair in this. The
Oh,
big
he looks
afro,
great.
And the porn stash.
The porn stash is
for it.
and seeing Brittany Snow, like in the trailer, they were showing clips from the picture. Seeing Brittany Snow do the like, do you want to come inside? It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are parodying this so well. I'm so excited. I think it looks really, really good. It's giving me some, what was the Visit? The M. Night Shyamalan movie,
interesting.
where at night when the sun goes down, she gets scary and becomes a monster.
Yeah.
It's very much that sense of like, when the sun goes down, the wife goes crazy. And is the husband in on it, or is he just trying to protect her?
We'll find out.
Very excited about this. Do you want to talk about this next one? Because I feel like you introduced me to this series.
Alright, so shifting to the world of anime, we have Jujutsu Kaisen 0. From the world of the beloved Jujutsu Kaisen comes this prequel to the anime series featuring some old favorite characters and some new faces. Oh, it looks so good. I've personally read the manga that it's based off of. I'm excited to see it as a prequel to the series. My dude Gojo with his beautiful blue eyes that can make you stare into infinity for the rest of your damn life. Hidden behind blindfold. I'm a sucker for a blindfold character.
Yes.
Gosh, it looks like an exciting thrill ride akin to any of the epic episodes we've come to love. If you're into the show, I already know you're going to check it out, so get ready for it to hit theaters on Friday. And in IMAX, we're going to go check it out, along with collective member Michael Jorge.
Yes!
Yeah, if you've never seen the show and you're things like Naruto or Demon Slayer, maybe give the movie a watch. Because the series, it's excellent.
Oh, yeah, it is. As someone who has never finished Naruto, I got very into Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a quick watch, and I think the movie is actually going to be a really great way to get into the series. Watch the movie and then be like, I want to know what happens next to all these characters. This next film, oh gosh, this one.
Oh, this one looks really cool too.
Yeah.
It's terrifyingly based on real events. Alice sheds light on the true story of black men and women who were kept in slavery in extremely rural parts of the U.S. up until the 1970s. You think slavery was before our lifetime? It was not. In this tale, however, Alice returns to the people who used to own her to enact her revenge.
Hell yeah.
With Keke Palmer in the titular role, supported by Common as her real world, like introducing her to the 1970s in a way that life has changed partner, and Johnny Lee Miller as her former owner. This looks like a revenge thriller that will be a very, very satisfying watch. Directed and written by Kristen Verlinden, who is making her feature directorial debut. I am here for more women of color director-writers taking back their own narrative, telling their own stories.
Yes.
This is exciting. Up next, for our final narrative of the week, we shift from terrifying to dark but silly. Toll Booth is the story of toll booth operator of a toll booth operator, who seems to run the whole town that he lives in before getting confronted by the mistakes of his past.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Michael Smiley and Ewan Ronan of Game of Thrones fame, directed by Ryan Andrew Hooper and written by Matt Red. If you're into dark comedic action films, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like one of those you think you're messing with the old man, but the old man is messing with you movies. So I think that's going to be fun.
Sweet.
We got 3 more documentaries that I'm going to touch on real quick that I'm excited about because I think they look like they're about good topics. The Torch is a film directed by Jim Farrell, which is about Chicago legend Buddy Guy, who is a blues guitarist, and just the way that his career has affected guitar playing and guitar players throughout the years. That one looks like a really great music documentary. We've got Jane by Charlotte, which is Charlotte Gainsbourg's film, in which she
incredible actor,
sits down with her mother to just have a real, personal, brutal conversation about their lives and how she raised her and how
fighting through depression.
Yeah, fighting through depression,
motherhood,
fighting through feeling like you're not enough.
Seems like they touch upon a lot of dark times.
And it looks like it's shot absolutely beautifully, not like a doc, but more like
a
narrative story.
I asked the question when we were watching the trailer. I was like, "Is this a narrative film or a documentary?" Like, it's awesome.
And it's of course directed by Charlotte Gainsbourg.
Girl.
Finally, one that from the trailer, we're not quite sure exactly what tonal direction it's taking, but A Head's Knee is directed by Nadav Lapid, and it's an Israeli filmmaker throwing himself in the midst of 2 battles that are doomed to fail. One against the death of freedom, and the other against the death of his mother. This looks like
that sounds narrative.
That sounds narrative, but I think it's really about the fact that his mom works with him on most of his films, and she's about to pass away, and he lives in Israel. He's watching Israel-Palestine. He's watching his world crumble, and how do you cling to hope in the face of such destruction? Very excited. All of these movies look great. We would love to know if you go see any of these movies in the upcoming week. So let us know. More movies that have released this week will either be in the comments or the description below. Not on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+, so don't look there. Those are the movies coming out this week. Do we want to talk a little bit, besides the Batman, about the content we've consumed this week?
Yeah.
Jacob, would you like to start?
Sure. I am like 80% through with Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted
wow,
game.
you've been really
chipping away at that game.
Well, I've got 4 games to get through, so, you know.
A lot of story.
And the first one's going to be the easiest, so.
That's true.
Might as well. Good game.
Yeah.
I am 1 episode away from finishing Servant Season 3.
Nice.
Yeah, still a good show.
Right.
I watched episode 2 of Peacemaker with you, Logan. Good show.
John Cena.
Funny. Gotta keep watching.
Funny guy.
Yeah. I definitely want to keep watching.
That's a face.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me think. Obviously the Batman. We finished The White Lotus. Shout out Fred Heschinger. My goodness.
Quinn is my favorite character. Oh my god.
This guy. Yeah, Quinn is the best character on that show.
Yeah. And his ending is, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's just, it made me really happy. It made me really happy.
I'll start eventually.
Please do.
It's kind of similar to Euphoria. It's the kind of show that I can watch 1 episode and then I'm like, I need a shower.
Yeah. Everyone's a little bit different with their cringe tolerance.
Yeah.
I've got high
You've got
cringe.
an incredibly high cringe tolerance.
Yeah.
You live for it.
I live for that, yeah. I mean, I was just telling you guys before the podcast started how
we started with explosive diarrhea.
Well, we started with explosive diarrhea because I saw a tweet written by someone about their explosive diarrhea. It's the first tweet I read this morning, and I was just like,
wow.
That's content you're consuming. Well, hopefully
it was content that I was not physically consuming, but I was saying that I don't
put that on the board.
We need an ew. Yeah, I was talking about how I don't want to unfollow this person. Like, I am disgusted every time I see them tweet something disgusting like this. But I don't want to unfollow this person because I feel disgusted, and I want to feel disgusted again in the future. It's just it gets my heart going, and that gets me going.
It's like coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Listen, man, I'm here to just live, baby! And that's what I've been consuming this week.
Jeremy?
Gosh, I mean, I was gonna mention Euphoria, but I said that last week, and now I'm just like, damn, I really haven't consumed much this week. I feel like I've mostly played Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Again,
Played some Elden Ring.
that and I've been kind of getting off Elden Ring because I know that game's gonna take me forever to beat, but I know that I can like
Go back
bomb
anytime.
rush it through Forbidden West.
Yeah, From Software's not going to come out with another game for at least 5 years.
Exactly.
So I'm good taking my time.
Yeah, and just like Horizon's such an interesting series for me because it's like it's a good game. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I don't even know if I'd give it a 9 out of 10, but I just find myself compelled
Keep going.
to keep going. It was the same situation with the first game, Zero Dawn, and it's happening again where I'm just like I'm playing it and I'm like, I hate this game even more than Elden Ring because Elden Ring it's like I'm losing because I suck. In this game I'm like I'm losing because this gameplay is frustrated, but then I win and then I'm like, finally, you stupid fucking dinosaur.
Ashley Birch and Lance Riddick are just really
They're also
good.
great. Carrie-Anne Moss is in it too. I will say the story how this time around is a lot more intriguing. Really
Nice.
recontextualizes a lot of the things in the first game. So if you have a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4 and you're looking for a shiny new game, because this game is undoubtedly beautiful,
It's real pretty.
play Horizon Forbidden West. It's worth it.
My turn?
Yeah, that's it.
We finished The White Lotus, which was incredible. We continued watching Peacemaker. Just want to mention both of them. They're both great.
Yeah.
I started watching Winning Time, which is the new Lakers series on HBO. Only the first episode is available, but it's from Adam McKay, who did The Big Short. It's very Big Short. Much more akin to Big Short than I would say to
Succession or
Don't Look Up.
Okay.
It's got the break in the fourth wall, talk to camera, here's who these people are with like pop-up cards of like their titles and like all that stuff. Super fun.
I love the visual aesthetic of it.
Beautiful.
It like literally looks like a VHS tape.
And it's a lot less about basketball than I expected it to be. It's a lot more about the people involved in the game than the actual game itself, which
I'll
is
check
what
it
I'm
out.
here for. Yeah.
Yeah,
on my
I
own
feel like I
time.
want to check it out just because it like visually looks so interesting.
You should. I'm also continuing to watch Inventing Anna and Anna. One of them.
And she's invented.
She's invented. Shonda Rhimes is a genius. And just getting to look up each character as I watch the episodes and be like, did they participate in the show? Who are you based on? Who did you consult? Because like some of the people that were her friends consulted on the show and like talked about their stories.
Yeah.
Also watching Maisel, which has been
I've been
delightful.
watching season 3 of that.
Yay, catch
Because
up.
I
Catching up.
stopped after your episode when I was watching it through the first time, and then I went back to Prime and I was like,
I should do
there's
this.
still like 7 episodes. So yeah.
Season 4 of that. Shout out to my friend Abigail Donaghy, who just appeared on one of the latest episodes as young Midge.
Woo!
Very
What a
proud of you.
role.
Yeah, great part. I also watched KIMI, which starred Zoe Kravitz.
Woo!
Being Bay and amazing. Steven Soderbergh is a great director. It was a lot of fun. It was a great sick movie because I also consumed my COVID booster. I'm all boosted and protected. I'm playing Elden Ring still, which is so fun, even though it drives me crazy. Every night I say
It's
to
true.
Jeremy, I'm not playing
I
Elden
think I'm
Ring
done
anymore.
with
I
all.
think
I
I'm
think
done
I'm
with
gonna
Elden
take a
Ring.
break from
I
Elden
think I'm gonna
Ring.
break from Elden
And then I'm
Ring.
like, hey Logan, what are you playing?
Elden Ring. I'm also playing Apex Legends again. I too started Drake's Fortune, but I haven't gotten as far as you have. Fun game.
Oh, you know what I realized? I am consuming Euphoria. Because last week I said I watched another episode and a half.
And this week
And
you
then I
watched another.
finished season 1.
Boom.
Great. I think that finale of season 1 is probably one of the best episodes of television I've watched.
Nice.
So good. You gotta get to that.
Yeah, I just
finale.
finished episode 6
Okay.
of season 1, so I'm pushing through 2 more episodes, I believe, and then I'm done with season 1. I can't really think of anything else that we're watching or that I'm watching, so I think I'm gonna just close it there. I've been trying to consume more movies. I'm still trying to do that, so if you have any recommendations, let me know.
Yeah.
Put them into comms.
Dope.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Thank you for watching the Packcast episode 54 with Ya Boys, the Black Wolves. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, maybe a heart. Throw a comment in there. Follow us on the social medias.
It's all helpful.
And,
Thanks, Anchor, for the sponsor.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring this little podcast.
That's right.
And if you want to sponsor this podcast, hit us up.
Donate, yeah.
Yeah, throw a little something our way. We would appreciate literally anything.
I don't think did I say my name? Did we say our names?
Yeah,
At
we
the
did.
beginning,
Let's do it
we
again.
did.
Yeah.
But now we're wrapping up.
Now
so
we're
we
at the
can say
wrap
it again,
up.
yeah.
I'm Logan Riley Bruner.
I'm Jeremy Van Suarez.
I'm Jacob Wade.
Thank you so much for watching.
Listening, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and make sure you're driving to survive, baby.
Woo! Keep tweeting.
Explosive.
Yeah. Explosive.